tell you something about the arteries that supply the digestive system, okay? If this be the aorta that cross the diaphragm, it's come down and at the level of L4 and L5 divide into two branch, yes?
Yes.
This is the common iliac, and here L4 and L5. At this level, aorta divide into two common iliac, right and left. And then each one here at this point and this point divide into external and internal.
Yeah.
Yes, iliac artery. Where is this point? It was at level of L4 and 5, and in each level is divided into
Sacrum?
external and iliac.
In L4 and L5.
Sacrum?
No. At the joint between sacrum and ilium, we say it is can you remember when the sacrum joined by the ilium?
Yes.
Sacroiliac joint. It's divided at sacroiliac joint. And by the aorta, abdominal aorta, it supplies all parts of the abdominal part of the digestive system. Here, first of all, please tell me in which vertebra do the aorta pass through the diaphragm?
T12?
T12. So, at the level of L1, okay, T12 is the T12 L1. Here, there is a trunk, celiac trunk, okay? And at the level of a bit lower than this, here, there is another trunk, superior. اومدم نمیدونم پردازه برقرار شده
هنوز چیزی اعلام نکرده ایشالا که برقرار میشه
حالا این برقرار شد مثلا در همون این ماشین
بله
superior yes mesentery superior mesentery and at the level of L3 here we have what?
Inferior.
Yes, inferior mesentery. So celiac is going to supply this part that I will show you. This is the stomach, okay? And celiac trunk, this one, exactly posterior than this, being separate from the aorta. And it consists 3 branches. One of them goes to the right, from here, for example, okay? It's come here and reach to the lesser curvature of the stomach. This branch is left gastric. Left gastric. And another branch comes down and decided to reach to the liver like this. Okay? So this one should be yes, common hepatic. Common hepatic, from the common hepatic, separate a branch that exactly above the duodenum is come down, and then exactly at the lower of the duodenum is divided into 2 branches. One goes to the left, and one here supply the pancreas and duodenum. Okay? It should be this branch. It was let me do number 1. This is 1, 2. Okay? This is the 2, and this one is A and this one B. A is what? A should be which branch?
Plane.
Gastroduodenal. Gastroduodenal. And B change to proper
Hepatic.
hepatic. So this becomes proper hepatic and this one is gastroduodenal. Gastroduodenal divide into two branches, C and D. This is the source, okay? D. Better I know D and then C
Spleen.
is gastro epiploic and D is D1 is
Superior pancreatic duodenal.
pancreaticoduodenal. Because we have two pancreaticoduodenal, this one is superior. Yes? This one, D, is superior pancreaticoduodenal because we have one inferior, another one inferior pancreaticoduodenal. So, please look here, this is the celiac trunk. One of its branch goes to the left, right. Number one, it's left gastric, that supply the upper part of the lesser curvature. And then another branch, common hepatic, comes down to the right, and here is above the first of the duodenum, first part of the duodenum. This one is first part of the duodenum. Exactly at the above of the first part of the duodenum, it's one branch separate from this. No, A is gastroduodenal, and then exactly at the lower end of the first part of the duodenum, A divide into two branches, C gastroepiploic and B pancreaticoduodenal. Because we have two, this one is superior pancreaticoduodenal. Okay?
Okay.
Then another and largest branch of the celiac trunk goes to left, exactly above the pancreas, and at the left side reach to exactly spleen, splenic artery. So it makes splenic artery. It's clear?
Yes.
Celiac trunk here make these branches that I mentioned you.
It's normal.
Let's
Go ahead.
review, and for newcoming students can be useful. I told you that the aorta cross the diaphragm, you say at the level of T12, okay? At the disc between T12 and L1, at the disc between these two, we have a trunk here. This trunk is celiac trunk. And then at the level of L1, we have another trunk. This one should be superior mesentery. So this one is superior mesentery. And at the level of L3, another trunk is inferior mesentery. Celiac, superior, inferior mesentery. And then at the level of L4 and L5, aorta divide into two branches, right common iliac. And here, at the level of the sacroiliac joint, again, it divides to external and internal iliac artery. The celiac trunk, exactly behind of the stomach, consists of 3 branches. One of them that goes up and to the right, and finally reach to the lesser curvature of the stomach, and supply the most upper part of this curvature, I mean this part. This one, number 1, is left gastric. And then, so don't forget, left gastric goes to the right and supply the most upper part of the duodenum, lesser curvature, and exactly some parts of the duodenum that comes down, I mean the part of the duodenum that is abdominal, I mean reach to the abdominal region. Then this one is another branch of the celiac trunk. Comes down to the right and exactly above the first part of the duodenum. This is duodenum. First part of the duodenum.
The left gastric, how they supply the duodenum, because duodenum is at the pylori and
No. The left gastric, look here, left gastric goes up and right and just supply this part. Duodenum is here. We are speaking about duodenum and this part. So, common hepatic, this one, common hepatic, when comes down and goes to the right, as you can see here, like this, then exactly above of the duodenum, first part of the duodenum, a branch, A, gastroduodenum, separate from this and common hepatic change to proper hepatic after separation of this branch. And then gastroduodenum, so don't forget and be aware that gastroduodenum exactly located behind of the first part of the duodenum. What does it mean? It means any problem to the posterior wall of the duodenum, same as sores, some pain, some, I don't know, piercing, that it may be happen by sore to the duodenum, it causes bleeding. It causes damage to this artery. Which artery? Gastroduodenum. So gastroduodenum is one of the important vicinity, I mean is so close to the posterior wall of the first part of the duodenum. And then when gastroduodenal artery reach to the most lower part of the first part of the duodenum, is divided into 2 branches. One of them goes to the left and supply greater curvature, the most right side of the greater curvature of stomach. So this number C is gastroepiphyloid. I say the right side. So this one should be right gastroepiphyloid. Right gastroepiphyloid. And D is the source of pancreatic duodenum because it's going to supply duodenum and pancreas. Because we have one more that is originated from the inferior part, this one is superior. Superior pancreatic duodenal artery. Superior pancreatic duodenal is a branch of which trunk? Which trunk? Celiac. In embryology, Dr. Hamidi will tell you about this, that, as I mentioned before, esophagus, stomach, and duodenum till the mid part of the second part of duodenum. Look here, duodenum, first, second, third, and fourth. Yes? Till this part, supply or get the artery from the celiac trunk, and from this part till the junction between right 2/3 and left 1/3 of the, I told this yesterday, from this point to the junction between 2/3 right and 1/3 left of the transverse column, from here to this, supplied by superior mesentery, and from this part to down, supplied by inferior mesentery. So it's divided at the fetal life by this artery. So that part make the, I mean, they say to foregut, this part midgut, and remainder made the hindgut. Okay? But here we can see this branch. And here the part that remain to being, I mean, nutrition, I mean supplied by the arteries remain this part, yes? This part. This part get arteries from another branch that it may be a branch of the common hepatic or proper hepatic, from this or this. It's quite variation between the origin of this artery. This one named right gastric. So right gastric can be a branch of common hepatic, proper hepatic, or common hepatic. There is variation between the origin of this. And then you maybe ask me about this part. This part of the stomach will supplied by a splenic artery. These can be short branches that separate from the splenic arteries. So the name of these arteries are short,
gastric.
yes, gastric. And I told you the C, this one, supply which part of the stomach?
Most right.
The most right here, yes? And still this part remain to be supplied. This part again supplied by an artery from the splenic artery. This one should be gastro, the same as this. Gastro, epiploic, but what?
Left.
Left, excellent. So, as you can see here, all parts of the stomach supplied by the arteries that originate from the celiac trunk. And now tell me, if you as a surgeon want to make a section or incision through the stomach, which part of the stomach is easier for you? I mean about the blood bleeding, okay? That has less blood that you can easily make a incision through that. Look and answer.
Upper or right?
Can you remember about the, do you remember about the linea alba?
Yes.
I told you because there is less, yes. And here, the midline, because all of these branches anastomose to each other at the midline, okay? If you make a cut here, you should cut this. If you should cut here, 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 It's not so, I mean, you can be useful for making cut. But at the midline, if you made a cut, it can be with the less bleeding. Okay. Another point. Okay. Now tell me, aorta is retroperitoneum. Yes? Aorta is retro. It means covered by peritoneum. And stomach is intraperitoneum because, as I told you before, here we have greater momentum and here we have lesser momentum. Yes? So, if this artery, I mean the left gastric, from here behind the peritoneum, that's completely covered by peritoneum, wants to reach to the lesser curvature, and you know that the stomach completely covered by peritoneum, how it can reach to the stomach without breaking the rules that I mentioned you. I mean, never any artery or nerve pierce the peritoneum. Yes? How it reach to the stomach. And you should be aware about the meso and mesenter. What was the useful of the mesenter or meso? It made a connection between the organ that being intraperitoneal to the posterior wall. As I mentioned, when someone opened the door and come inside, he covered by the peritoneum and attached to the posterior wall. And these two layers let him have by himself anything that can reach him when he is inside of the peritoneal cavity. Now, how? Just guess please, okay? How the left gastric can reach to the lesser curvature without piercing the peritoneum? Through?
The mesenteric?
Very slow.
No. Through which part of the stomach, or anything that is connected to the stomach is retroperitoneum? Here you say in this part. It's when you say duodenum. Yes, the first part of the duodenum, the first part. This is the first part. First inch of the first part is intraperitoneum, and the other is retroperitoneum. Look here, for example, here, if something wants reach to my forearm without piercing my clothes, it can go through this. Yes, it happened for the intraperitoneal organ. So, if you look carefully, esophagus, when cross the diaphragm and come to the abdomen, it's at the initial part, posteriorly, not covering by peritoneum. So, the left gastric goes up, and from this part, reach to the lesser curvature. Is clear?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So, back to the to this one, common hepatic. Common hepatic again wants to reach to liver. Liver is intra or retroperitoneal? Completely being intraperitoneal. And just at the bare area, it attached to the posterior wall without peritoneum. Now, tell me, if this artery, as I show here, the attention to the course of this comes down, reach to the above of the first part of the duodenum, and then it wants reach to the liver. How or in which course it can easily reach to the liver without piercing the peritoneum?
From the very
Posterior.
No, from here, how he can reach the barrier is here. It's difficult. We can find a very shorter passage for it to reach to the from wings through foramen. Again, you are so close to the answer. Wings through, I asked you in practical class when you push your fingers to the veins through foramen, yes?
Yes.
You did like this, you push your finger here, and ask you above it reach to the
Caudate.
Caudate process.
caudate process, and inferiorly reach to the
Duodenum.
duodenum. Posterior of this, iris, and anterior of this, excellent, lesser momentum. So, lesser, you say in veins through foramen, when you push down, you reach to this one, yes?
Yes.
And here is intrapulmonary. So, this artery, as I draw here, when reach to the first part of the duodenum, use the lesser momentum, because here, this part of the duodenum become intraperitoneum, and this one is retroperitoneum. Exactly is the same as this. This part of my hand, not covering with my cloth, but here covered. So, from this part, easily it can go inside. Here, again, through the lesser momentum, it goes up and reach to the liver, because lesser momentum attached the stomach to the liver, yes? And in this way, I mean here, when separate from this, the right gastric through the lesser momentum easily can reach to the, no, stomach. It's clear? Yes? So, the ligament and the passage that I mentioned you before, the useful of them back to this, that we can interpret the course of the artery and nerve. And even though here, look here, this is the splenic artery. Imagine posterior than the abdomen, posterior than the peritoneum, its trine goes to the left. And here, it decides to join to spleen. Spleen is intraperitoneal, yes? And this is retroperitoneum. So, how it can reach to the spleen? Through which ligament? Excellent, because here we have kidney. So, it reaches to the kidney and then through the leo-renal and reach to the spleen. And tell me, short gastric from this artery, how it can reach to the greater curvature at this part? Through which ligament?
Gastrosplenic ligament.
Gastrosplenic. Gastrosplenic, because here we have a spleen and here we have a stomach. So through this ligament, this artery joined to, oh, again, the same for this one. Gastroepilic, left gastroepilic, again, through this junctional part, I mean two layers of. If you don't understand, it means you don't familiar by the ligament and anything that we discussed before. So it's necessary you have a review and then studying this. So there is not any point that we cannot explain about the courses of this artery. Any intraperitoneal organ easily can be supplied by any element that being retroperitoneal. They have connection to each other. Now, there is a very, very important point here. Look here, I told you the left gastric also supply the lesser curvature and left gastric supply lesser curvature and
Left gastric.
no, I told left gastric
Part of us.
supply this part and duodenum is here. Here, this part is here. I mentioned, I told you here and told this esophagus. Esophagus. It supply this and esophagus. Esophagus become intraperitoneal, I mean come through the diaphragm and reach to the stomach, yes? So, left gastric additional than the lesser curvature supply the abdominal part of esophagus. There is a point here, but I think it's better we continue and then back to this point that I will tell you. Okay. Please review and then I will.
نكبر عليها